Hello, welcome to Felix's Space Time. In today's video, I interview all 4 members of the Inspiration4 Crew and ask them the questions that were entered during my St Jude Children's Research Hospital fundraiser. This video was filmed a few months ago, so some of the answers are a bit outdated. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy. The questions that I'm about to ask are from a mixture of different people who have chipped in a bit of money to for St Jude. So but before we get into those questions, could I ask you all a bit about what you've been doing in your training within the last few weeks? What kind of different things have you been doing?
Why don't you guys kick it off, Haley and Sai?
Yeah, you go first.
So we've been training. It's been pretty busy. It's been really cool. This week we're at SpaceX and we spent a lot of time suited up in our spacesuits in the simulator and just going through different drills and then continuing to learn, study. But yeah, it's been great. And launch is around the corner.
Cool.
And the week prior, we took a visit down to Space Camp in Huntsville, Alabama to visit the kids there and take a look at the camp. And then followed up shortly right after, we did some high altitude chamber training. So we all now know what it's like to be hypoxic at high altitudes and as well as high levels of CO2.
Okay, cool.
Which was exciting.
Cool. So we'll get into the questions now from the people who asked. So the first question is, will it be possible to take better photos of the stars when up in the clearness of space from your space capsule?
Do we have John Krause on here as a subject matter expert?
Theoretically, yes, because you don't have the atmosphere, disturbing the light. And so that's one of the reasons why Hubble works so well, is that, when you have the atmosphere, it distorts all of the light that's coming in from those stars. And so we'll have this nice, beautiful cupola on our Dragon that we will be able to go and look out and see the stars. And that's going to be amazing.
Yeah, the largest window ever flown in space.
And so hopefully get a couple of good, photos of the night sky from that vantage point.
So Felix, they're setting us up for success, but it's still, we can individually fail with our camera's photography skills.
Okay. Someone else asked, what inspired you to do what you do? So, what inspired you to go when you found Inspiration4 to sign up and see if you could get a spot on? What inspired you to do that?
Well, for me, it was as simple as replying back to a commercial I saw on TV. I've always loved space, and I was excited to support St Jude, and so I made a donation, and that's a small part of what inspired me. That was a little bit of the, I'll just try this out. Doesn't talk about the whole backstory of why I would be interested in that in the first place, but advertising works. So it was an exciting point for me to just try to be a part of the mission and help St Jude.
Cool.
And for me, I tried to be a NASA astronaut over a decade ago, and I wasn't successful. And then I thought, well, maybe one day commercial space would be a way for me to go, not knowing that it was going to come this quickly. And so when the opportunity came, it was perfect for me to try and get this seat. And luckily, here I am in this position with these amazing people. So can't be happier and more thankful.
Okay. If you were given one meal choice for the duration of the flight, what would it be?
Pizza.
Pizza.
Cool. Okay.
You go for a spicy chicken sandwich, I think that would be mine.
Okay. Will the experiments on board Inspiration4 help St Jude's Children's Research Hospital and their mission to fight childhood cancer?
doing a couple of different experiments, and something that we're really looking at is radiation exposure. And so, you know, it's going to be any time we can get information about radiation exposure, it's always valuable.
Okay.
Another very cool thing is that we're looking at our microbiome and genetic sequencing and all of that kind of stuff. So when you think of the twin study that was done for the year long with the Kelly twins, you know, we're doing some of that similar kind of stuff. And so we just don't know what that's going to lead to for future cures and understanding how the human body works and how the microorganisms that live on our body impact us and things like that. But the genetic sequencing stuff is really exciting.
Okay. Besides making charitable donations to St Jude, what other ways people can help with St Jude? Hospitals, volunteer, blood and blood donations. What other things can they do to support St Jude?
That's such a fabulous question, and I love that you're even thinking like that. But you know, awareness and talking about St. Jude is an incredibly important thing that all of us can do, and talk about how we need to increase the cure rates for childhood cancer. And then, you know, of course, like through donations, that is always so helpful. And so I really want to say thank you to all the people that have donated with your cause, and then all the people that are donating to ask us questions. Like the money goes to the right place, and so definitely thank you guys for that.
Yeah, and just to layer onto it too, you know, it's not just about, you know, taking out, you know, money from your own wallet or using your credit card to make a donation. Like, it's just as Haley said, raising awareness and raising funds from people who may never have heard of St. Jude at all. For example, you know, this woman on social media contacted me, and she is very talented juggling soccer balls. She's raised throughout her lifetime over $500,000 for St. Jude by putting some of her talents to work. And she probably spread the word to a lot of people who didn't really know or appreciate this important mission that St. Jude is undertaking. So there's a lot you can do without just taking money out of your pocket either.
Yeah, I love that.
Wow, okay. What is your message for children looking to become future astronauts or aerospace engineers?
Gosh, I would say whatever it is your passion is to put yourself in a position when opportunities come along that you can take advantage of them. So do your studies, go after and try to learn as much as you possibly can about what it is you love, and don't be afraid to take a little bit of a risk so that you are in a great spot. People will think of you when it comes to reaching out to see who they want to be a part of their team.
I'd say, like, look, education is important. So that's going to be a big focus and help you and serve you well later in life. But the other is aim high. You know, you don't just have to do what others are doing. You can do what hasn't even been contemplated yet, right? And I think we're exposed to that every single day when we show up at SpaceX for training, and we see all these really young professionals and engineers, you know, and scientists really who have created things that no one thought was possible, right? And I think it should be a lesson for everybody out there, especially, you know, kids, as to what they can grow up and achieve in their lifetime. Just gotta set those sights high.
Cool. What personal items are you going to be bringing with you on your flight?
Well, one of mine I just happen to have around my neck, and it is my dad's ring. And so he used to wear this all the time, and it is a Thunderbird. And so unfortunately, my dad passed away when I was 19 from cancer, and so there's my Thunderbird ring. And so I've had this for a long time, and I'm going to bring it to space.
Cool.
Yeah, and I'm also bringing something to represent my dad, his favorite tie. It's actually a St. Jude tie. And then I'm bringing some pictures of my friends and family, and some jewelry that's meaningful to me.
Okay. Do you think we'll get to Mars in your lifetime, or go and live on the moon and live on Mars?
Oh, I didn't understand.
Could you say that one more time?
Okay. Do you think we'll ever get to Mars or the Moon in your lifetime? To go back and live there.
Moon 100%. I'm feeling 100% positive we're going to see human beings walking on the moon in our lifetime. And I think in the case of Mars, like, it's no easy task, but I don't think anyone should bet against SpaceX. And I'm pretty sure if we do see people walking on the red planet in our lifetime, it's going to be because SpaceX got them there.
Cool.
I was a direct product of our first landing on the moon, and so I can't wait to see the first female footsteps on the moon, which is definitely going to happen in my lifetime.
Cool. Okay. That's all the questions that have been asked. To people who are watching this, you can still donate on my donation page, and maybe we might be able to get another interview in before you go to space with your questions. They're all the questions. Thank you so much for coming on here for another interview. It's been brilliant talking to you.
Thanks for everything, Felix.
Cool.
We love talking to you, Felix. Anytime.
Thank
Thanks
you.
for all you're doing.
Bye.
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 Thanks for watching. If you enjoyed today's video, don't forget to like and subscribe. Enjoy.